Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good to have you here, Paul Trani, with the one and only Talin Wadsworth
Paul.
in the flesh.
Dude, great to be on with you, man.
buddy.
Good to see
Shake
you.
hands.
I feel like we
This
haven't like
hung out. For a while. It's yeah.
How you been?
Been great.
Good?
Yeah,
Good?
a lot of things happening, like always. You
Always,
expect things to
always,
slow down, and they don't. You just move on to the next big thing.
How did we get here? We're already like what, like 3 weeks out of max? 4
Yeah,
weeks?
I know.
Almost?
It seems
Jeez.
like a lifetime ago, but I'm still tired from it.
Yes. Still recovering from max. How are you all doing in the chat
Yeah,
today?
good to have you here, Adriano, Matthias, Dagny. We're here in beautiful San Francisco, where the weather is always sunny and the rain. The rain is never here. I don't know.
We're just dealing with
always
it.
nice.
Just get clear of the smoke.
It's
Yeah.
totally not smoky and overcast. We want to know how you're doing.
Yeah,
where
how's
you're
everybody
from. It's been a while,
Sandia,
actually.
Munir,
Yeah.
Mon, how are you guys doing?
Yeah. Names I can't pronounce.
Olivier,
Valdier,
Valdier.
Leonardo Zagbasa. Matt, it's good to be here. That's right. Thanks so much for joining us, especially if it's your first time. Love to get a little shout out and just wish you a warm welcome.
Yeah.
Because you might not be the only one that's their first time here. Of course, Talin and I have been here before. Let's dive into the
We're
schedule.
old hat. Yeah.
We're
We got
everybody's
this.
probably
We
sick
got
of us
this.
already.
I'm
We just
knocking
got on
mics around.
camera. But today and all this week on Adobe Live, we have Talin with us today, which will be fantastic. For 2 hours, we have a special project from you working on. And then Olga Yuzikova, I might be pronouncing that wrong, with one and only Gus, 1 to 3 p.m. Melody Saburi as well, doing UX and UI design
Day of streaming.
all week. Yeah.
All week long. Week of streaming.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. That's why we got our coffees
Got our coffee.
ready.
We're ready. We're ready.
Locked and loaded.
We're ready to
gonna
design
make
in
this
XD.
happen. We're ready to design right now. Day one, the daily challenge is actually in that tab right next to the chat tab. We're doing a notification pop-up. We'll review that in a second. Something new tomorrow. Day 3 is portfolio reviews. So roll all that into your portfolio.
It's a good week. It's a nice way to kick things off. Designing in XD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
I'm all good for
easy.
it.
and
Hey,
you-
look, there's Howard.
You
Hi, Howard.
feel empowered. What's up, Howard?
What's up,
Good to
Rick?
see ya.
Bruno, how you guys doing? Anel, I saw you pop up in the chat. Great to see you as well.
Oh, no.
I missed everybody
Yeah.
last week because I was just so slammed we couldn't stream on Friday, the Friday show.
Okay.
So we took a little break, but we're gonna be back on Friday as well. So,
Yeah.
so,
Okay,
like,
good. Yeah,
here I am
this'll
filling
be-
in with Paul today.
Yeah.
and
we'll
then
have a special guest
yeah.
tomorrow
Yep.
as well. So
Yep.
we'll talk about him. We have
Luckily,
Marvin.
hopefully his pilot doesn't get sick again.
Yeah, had an incident with flights that happened. So yes, that's all good. So yeah, we're ready to rock. Yeah, you can have coffee at lunch. We're
Yeah,
gonna
why
dive into this, and I guess that kind of our inspiration kind of came from the daily challenge, and I'll just point that out here in a second. If you can see right over here. Let's just get out of this mind warp.
Oh
What's
boy,
happening right here.
Inception.
Zoop. Great, and share a mobile app. Today we invite you to design a scooter rental mobile app with at least one overlay in Adobe XD. Okay.
Have you used one of these scooter mobile apps? Have you ridden on a scooter?
I haven't yet, and they're like all over my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I just kick them, and then I
and just
run
stumble
down the
over
street.
them. I
Yeah,
stumble.
no, I'm
I
just
used
joking.
one for the first time just the other day in San Jose when I went down
Okay.
to the mothership.
Yeah. Which one was it?
I used Lime. Have you guys tried out these electric scooters? What's up, Hendrik? Have you guys checked them out? Have you seen the scourge that
Yeah.
is the electric scooters invading our cities?
And really, it's all about like ride sharing. I think
Yeah.
this is just the latest incarnation, right?
Yep.
Because who knows what's next?
Meeting you kind of right where you are. You step outside.
Hoverboards.
There's this scooter just sitting there on the sidewalk, or maybe there's a bike locked up at a
Yeah.
bike stop, or maybe there's a scooter.
And they're
like
actually
electric,
not
more
even
like a
locked
gas.
up, which is
no,
fascinating.
yeah, they're just sitting there.
Yeah, and did you know somebody has to? I've seen them. I don't know if somebody has to pick them up each night and then put them back out.
That's a good. I've
as
seen
well.
the trucks.
I've seen
the trucks.
I've seen someone in the morning sort of drop them off.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe they're just kind of relocating them. Who knows what?
Mm.
Maybe that's what they're doing, kind of making sure they're all spread out and everything.
Basically, you can just step outside your door, find the transportation you need to take you anywhere you want to go. And sometimes in San Francisco, and in like a place like San Francisco, it's actually really handy, even though it's sort of cluttering up the sidewalks. It's just something like on demand. Like, why do I need to own a car in a place like San Francisco?
So
here's Lime.
so
this is the one that I
true.
used the other day.
Yeah.
In San Jose.
So we're just kind of using my phone. I'm right here. Does it seem like there's no Limes around?
That's a good question. I don't know if they pop up here. I think it would be cool if they did.
Yeah. I think they should, because I don't. I'd like to know where they are in my vicinity before I determine to ride them.
It's really good. I think you just have to go out and stumble across one, and then you pick yourself up off the sidewalk, and you're like, oh, there's a scooter I can ride.
So it's like that pin right there might be where a Lime is. So you'd walk up to it.
Yep.
Boop. You're like, boop.
You scan the there's a little QR code.
Boop. Scan.
It unlocks the scooter.
Oh,
I
by the
love
way,
that little
let's show-
animation.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that little animation.
Zip. Up at the top, see the little scooters rolling in.
I think we can do
Very
something like that in
simple.
XD.
We should. Let's do it. So again, as soon as we scan it, then it's going to be sort of into the next phase, which is
Then it unlocks it.
probably gives you your rate. It's sort
Yep.
of like $1 a minute, or
Yep.
I don't know
Yep.
how much
yeah,
it is.
I think I had to load up. I had to load up 20
yeah, that's
20
what I just did.
beforehand. Yep. So I loaded it up. Now it's ready. Now I can just use it until it ride my scooter as far as it'll go. If I run out of money, it shuts down the scooter. I'm assuming. I haven't reached that point yet. And I'm new to this.
We want to know if anybody has tried this. Has anybody said that they have?
Have you guys tried the electric scooters?
Anyone?
Are you
or
part of
even
the problem or the solution?
because they're also doing
bikes.
Bikes, I guess.
Yeah.
So
So that's just one of the scooters, bikes.
and
Wouldn't it be cool if you could also pick up maybe even just like an electric skateboard? That might be a little too dangerous. Or other types of
I want to know
transportation.
if maybe you need to go up a lot of steps. If there's just you could just you can hop on somebody's back, and then is that a
like
no,
a Hodor?
that's not-
Like we could make the Game of Thrones Hodor
Yeah.
Hodor app.
Something.
Find your Hodor.
they just carry you around. I want to hug, and I also want to go places. Can that be a
Amazing.
thing? But anyway, so that's what's happening.
Yeah.
We'll kind of move this off.
All right.
and-
So we're gonna make an app, and I think someone asked if there was a template, and there's not. But we're gonna show you some resources to help you get up and going. If you have never used XD before, if you've never designed a mobile app like this before, we've got some really great resources that we're gonna point you to that you can get going and start designing along with us today. So,
Yeah, exactly. And so this is kind of where we're at. And
Yep.
Talin's the mastermind. I'm just kind of throwing things around.
Hey,
But
we're just gonna improvise here.
Here on here on my screen, again, this
Paul's
is just
Justin.
sort of a temporary title, but anywhere you want, any way you want. That's what I was thinking about. It's let's go beyond
Go beyond scooters.
Yeah,
I
that'd
like
be
where you're
fun.
headed with that.
Because really, even Lyft is piloting, they're trying out scooters as well. And they had
Yeah.
Denver as a pilot city, so you'd see these Lyft scooters that have the Lyft colors. So again, whether it's somebody's car or one of these little scooters. This is just made up of basic shapes.
Oh, I like
Is
that.
all I did.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
yeah.
just duplicate this.
Okay. You can do a
And
little.
do something else. Do a car.
So you're gonna have some options here. This
Yeah,
is not just
to get them
about
excited, I guess.
yeah, not just about scooters. So we're gonna do a ride sharing app on demand, unlock the vehicle, and we're gonna start with scooters, but we're gonna have other vehicles that you can find because maybe a scooter doesn't cut it. Maybe you need to move something. Today you would have to go and maybe rent a car, or you have to do one of those other services like those other ride sharing, Zipcar and stuff like that. But I think the real cool thing about the scooter is that it sort of manages itself. You find the vehicle, you scan the code, it unlocks it, and you're good to go.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yep.
And it could be anything. So that's kind of what I'm trying to show next. This is probably not, it's very old-fashioned cars what we have going on here. But what I wanted to play with is
Yeah.
the auto animate.
Oh,
That's why I didn't add anything to this. I
Yeah.
could add to it and draw.
Yeah.
This is
do something much more complex, and maybe you can go back and refine it over time.
Yeah, totally.
Have you guys tried out an auto animate? We're gonna do a little auto animate here. I know it's part of the story tomorrow, but
Scooter's great for auto animate. Sounds like a song.
I think we're definitely going to get into that today.
I'm gonna do that right now. So And yeah, when this hit was actually pretty exciting. So prototype, go here. Next up, we want to actually not untap. Can I do time, right? Just automatically go auto animate. And I'll slow this down just for everybody. Everybody at home.
Can see the transition.
0.5, so it should keep that 0.5, right?
There. Yep. So this one, Paul's got the same shapes on both artboards, which is important, and they need to be named the same. And once you have them, now you're sort of playing with like if you've ever done animation, these are your keyframes, your start point and your end point, and then XD is just going to automatically, sort of magically, animate between those two endpoints. So
there's no pause. We'll just see how this
what do you
looks.
do? Tap from the first one.
Okay.
So we want to. That's our intro screen. And you can imagine that maybe there's some kind of like sign-in button we'll eventually add, and then once you do that, then you want to play through your animation. And let's see how it goes.
Here we are.
Yep. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Just bouncing back and forth.
That's the right idea.
That's getting it. Yeah, you can see those like cycle through like all the other types of vehicles that you could, hop into. What other vehicles? Like I think someone said they didn't have scooters in Swaziland.
Do a Porsche.
Which we have someone from do a Porsche. Yes. What other types of could it be? Like?
Yeah.
Again,
what
like,
other types of transportation?
Yeah. Let us know.
You want roller skates?
Let us know what you want Paul to illustrate
you want
and animate.
A long slip and slide to your next destination.
Maybe you could hop in a
jet.
Yeah, jet. Yeah, definitely a jet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Maybe we've advanced as a society to the point when we're all now, like able to fly.
Really?
Yeah,
like
maybe
we're able to. Like
we
that's
just all have our.
Is.
We got to get your pilot's license. You just hop out, and there's the plane. You hop in it. You go.
Yeah, again, we're like future proofing.
Yeah, we're future proof.
This.
I actually love this. You have like this mini challenge, like this inside to like design all the transportation with the same 4 objects. That's a really cool design challenge.
That's pretty much what this is.
I love it.
And
horse and buggy. That's a great idea, Randy. Like just waiting there, horse just standing there on the side of the road. Scan the QR code on the horse, hop in, go.
A camel.
Flying saucer, Anita, that's a great one. I think we should definitely. I think that's
flying saucer.
That's a good one too.
That's almost what this is.
Or we're here in the bay. I'd love to just go out and do it on a boat too. Hoverboard. Ooh, that's a good one.
Boat
Hoverboard.
would be good.
Boat would be good. So our challenge today, we need to. We're just having a good time. We're gonna do some auto animate here, have a little fun with it, and we're making a ride sharing app today. So you guys go check out the challenge. You'll get some of the details, and we're doing kind of our intro screens for our ride share app called Vroom. So we're gonna go.
Compliments of a conversation Gus and I were having yesterday via email, basically.
I like it.
But it's kind of fun, huh?
I like it. No, I think it's great.
Because the thing is like you don't want, and this is something to think about if you're thinking of a name of something, like you need it to be like flexible.
Yeah.
And all that says is that you're going places.
Yeah.
And it might not require a street. Who knows?
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
We don't need roads. That's right. Because we have no idea where we're going.
What about
teleporting?
Teleportation. I actually saw this little. If you guys are Back to the Future fans, the shirt that Doc is wearing in the second movie, that really wild patterned shirt. In the third movie, when he goes back into the Wild West, that same shirt. He then now has as an old ratty like handkerchief that he's wearing around his neck. Like he's had held on to the shirt that he had on when he went back in time and got stuck there, and he ended up sort of like integrating it like into his like outfit, and he kept it as his like his bandana.
Eye for detail.
Yeah, someone was I followed. There's this really good Reddit subreddit for that kind of stuff called Movie Details. If you guys are into that kind of thing,
that is pretty cool.
I'm gonna work on something a little here on the side. Maybe a little custom thing. We need like a logo type too, right?
That would be good
for our for Vroom. And so I'm gonna kind of riff on that a little bit while you're kind of doing this part.
Yeah.
So Paul's worked ahead a little bit, but he had a nice little type setup here. And I'm just going to go and, oh, and actually you even had it like all set up. So I'm gonna grab this.
Well, and I did something, I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see how that's just like it. I just overlaid a shape on top of that text.
Oh, yes. That's exactly what I was hoping you said that you had done.
Yeah, feel free to break that apart and
let me see. I'm gonna check out the layers here.
maybe there's a broom. I don't know. I'm getting out of hand. Maybe
That's
it's the Back to the Future DeLorean.
I like that.
What if a rideshare
just
service
gonna
they
copy this
picked
whole
you up
thing.
in a movie-related car?
That would be cool. Oh, see, that's cool. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna mess around with this. All right. And everyone else, if you're just getting started, I also wanted to point you out this really great starting point. If you want to get going really quickly, if you've ever tried to look for some of our UI kits that are little handy resources to get you going in XD, if you go to the new add-ons section in the XD start screen, there's this web wireframes tool, or there's actually also the mobile wireframes. These will kind of give you some of those building blocks to kind of get you going with your app. And I had that open just as something as a resource that I'm going to use as we start building this out. So if I'm looking for some UI components, or I'm just trying to get my flow of my application up and running, this is a really great resource. There's other great ones to check out on the add-ins section in the start screen. So if you're having trouble kind of getting going, you're kind of knowing where to start, come in here. There'll be some great ideas. Like there's all kinds of stuff. There's stuff around profiles. Pardon me, and there's also I think a map section in here, if I remember correctly. Where did it go? So you can just kind of copy and paste these into your document as you're going with your
Down here
is it down there?
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Perfect.
Yep. So this is
Something
exactly
like that.
again for your ride-sharing app. Map location is going to be super important, and there's a lot of there's some overlay elements here. Get going there. Try that out. Check them out.
Yeah,
So,
I encourage everybody to check out all of those assets, all
yeah.
those different UI kits. Just open them up once, let it lodge in the back of your head and your brain, and then when you're creating it, be like, hey, there's a whole onboarding screen set somewhere that I saw.
Yeah. Again, you start with that, and then you'll customize it over time as you start to we would probably take some of these elements and we would customize them into our style, of our app. We've got some global colors going on that we've kind of agreed upon, and then eventually I would just sort of customize these. So if I wanted to sort of take that element out, and I wanted to bring it into the app here, then I would just I'm just going to add all these colors real quick. And then also, if I do this, so what I'm doing is I'm going to retheme this map to match our style. And so I'm just going to actually quickly select the artboard and add all the colors to the asset panel. And then it makes it really handy for me to actually just go and edit these, and then just use the color that I've already added. And then I can just quickly start retheming.
Did it just combine them?
Just combined them.
That was
Automatically.
amazing.
It was so cool. It's so handy.
I like how it just did it automatically.
It just did it, yeah. Just did it automatically.
Because that was my next step. It's just saved me a step. So
Yep.
it beat me to the punch. So I'm into it. And that's a great thing to do. Opening up the wireframe UI kit. If you just want to change everything globally to even something more neutral like gray, just go directly to this assets panel, change the blues to grays or whatever color you want, and then you're good to go.
And you're good to go. I also do use some of our styles as well. So I've added the character styles here, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to pick those colors, and again, because they're now in the asset panel, this is now a global change that will affect everything that already uses those styles and colors. So here I'm doing that real quick.
I love it.
All right.
I'm still working.
How's your animation going?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I can show it to you.
All right, excellent.
All right, kind of at least where it's at. In fact, let's do a couple of these things. Again, this was a fun design challenge. I love it's actually easier. Don't you think it's easier designing with constraints?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I like having somewhere to start because then it helps. Again, there's so many little tiny decisions that happen in your design process, you know, as you go about your work every day, that anytime you can kind of like help sort of make some of those decisions quickly or kind of get them out of the way or sort of work within those constraints, it kind of frees you up to really think about making the next part of it better. You know, so again, if you can use a wireframe kit to kind of get up and going, that kind of helps you kind of, again, like, you don't have to go and design all those little components themselves. You can start with something that's kind of already there, and later on you'll customize it. But again, in UX design, you always want to, you know, get your foundation of your workflow, your sort of user flow in place first, and then start adding and layering those details as you go. Here we're doing it a little backwards because we were really excited to sort of, you know, work with auto animate. And then normally I think you'd start with the end-to-end, like some of the flows that you want to see your users sort of take. You know, in our case, we want a user to open up the app and find the vehicle that best suits their needs and kind of get them in and get them going right away. And so that would be kind of our UX flow. And then you would go back and layer in those visual details. So,
yeah.
Oh, now you have a flying saucer going on. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Let's check it out.
They all need work. Like, I get
right.
it. They're
Let's
way
see it.
too big.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous. I'm kind of embarrassed. I am.
No, it's. Let's see it. Let's see it.
But
Okay. Oh,
whoa,
that's so cool.
It did some flipping.
That was really cool.
Oh, it should actually. I guess it doesn't. Yeah. So I have one on click. But, and then
I love those like little, those little like little accidents. You're like,
yeah, the
oh,
little spins.
Yeah, the little
I wouldn't
spins.
have
Some of those are
planned
nice.
on
That one's nice. When it goes to the the flying saucer. That one's really cool.
And I like how I can actually control each one of these because I can see wherever this one and this is something that you were telling me earlier. I just got to be mindful of like rectangle 1, wherever that is.
Yeah.
Right over here. You know, it's this big piece that goes from a 0% rotation to a 360 rotation.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if I wanted to correct that, zero, boom, that should do it.
Yeah, we're like Bob Ross. Happy little auto animate accidents.
Yeah, there we go. That works. But I still want this one to rotate.
You're the Bob Ross of XD, Paul.
360. Well, I'll take anything.
I love it with that sweat. Yeah, it totally works. Or you're like the like the Mr. Rogers of with the sweater.
I love it. Who doesn't love him? Everybody loves Mr. Rogers. Those are two classic men. Where is the next generation
Seriously,
of our Mr. Rogers?
We need those compassionate creatives, those people who are just all about making happy little trees.
So feel free to also follow along with us. We're going to do a random giveaway here in about 6 minutes as well. But also we have the daily challenge. So check out that daily challenge tab because that's kind of like what we're doing. We're challenging us today. I think you even working, you know, as an XD designer. You're probably still learning things. Or how does that? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do claim the mantle as the person who's used XD the longest. Like I've used XD probably longer than anyone because you know I created the prototype. So I think I can claim that safely. The design. And so I'm really used to it, but you know, I think the goal in the kind of this bigger goal that we have in building XD, which is, you know, we want to create a really amazing platform with great features and great workflows. And then as you combine them together in new or different ways, you come up with these unexpected results, or you come up and you end up with something that you've never seen before. And that's really our goal in creating XD. And so even for me, even using XD day in, day out, I feel like I'm still discovering new ways to use it. And I'm more and more,
that's what I'm thinking
yeah, and I'm just more and more surprised by also and inspired by what everyone else is doing. In fact, I pulled up some examples of some work that people are creating in XD since Max, since the release at Max, and again, like seeing like other people create things in XD is probably the most inspiring thing to me right now.
Oh yeah, can we show?
Yeah,
that?
let's check it out on my screen. I've got a few examples we can share. So this is from a good friend of mine, Taylor Wright, CCA grad, classmate of mine. Been working in game design for a while, but he's kind of fallen in love with XD, and he'd been visiting Europe and all these great museums, and he created this nice little animation, sort of inspired by Piet Mondrian, and he posted this on Instagram over the weekend, and I really like this. Let's see if it'll load. And he made this nice little piece, again, just sort of using XD and auto animate to kind of tell this nice little story, and it kind of transitions between these different Piet Mondrian compositions. You know, it really shows kind of how he was using a lot of the same elements. I thought that was really nice. And then not only did he do this, he actually like breaks it down. Again, kind of goes even a little further and kind of shows you the component pieces that make up each of those little compositions. Yeah. And I just love this.
And
I love seeing
it's amazing how effective it is for being as simple as it is, right?
Yeah.
Transitioning.
It's so easy, you know. It's just so easy, sort of. And then sort of, again, as you work with it and you test it and you see it again and you share it with people, you learn more and more, and you get those little happy accidents. You know, and also you guys should definitely go check out Howard Pinsky's Twitter feed for some really inspiring work as well.
For sure.
There's also this piece, which is just kind of mind blowing. This is from Eric Cruz on Twitter.
I love it.
A bouncing ball animated in XD.
Can you see him go into his friends, be like, "Hey man, I have this idea for an animation, a bouncing ball."
Yeah.
They're like, "Whatever, Eric."
It's like, yeah,
right?
I could do that in XD now. It's really crazy.
But like just a beautiful execution of something very simple.
Again, and it's just using, again, like it's a very simple concept in XD. Again, it's a workflow that we kind of have designed and implemented, and we hoped that people would take it and make great things with it. But again, just to see that happening is just so amazing. And again, this inspires me to try new things in XD every day. Here's another one from Eric, a really nice, again, more kind of, again, about work, the mobile design and interaction design. It's showing this really nice animation, using auto animate and using some of the new drag features. So again, like I never get bored of XD. Really, I think is the sort of story, and it's kind of everyone out there in the community who really, makes me excited to come into work every day.
Yeah,
so
it does.
seeing what you guys are creating.
So,
what are you guys creating? You should share it at us, tweet it at us. Maybe we'll come back and maybe if you guys are making some cool stuff in XD, tweet it at us and we'll come back around and check it out.
Yeah,
so.
We would love to see.
Yeah.
You do your thing. I know you got work to do. I just was working on something that you actually showed me earlier.
Oh, okay.
Told me about.
Yeah.
Is just the simple fact of I was using some just basic shapes, and so again, Talin mentioned, hey, just as long as it has the same name. So we have path 172. Here it is as like the ground plane. Here it's going to be the lights in the front. I'll go to this next scene, and now it will be. And I can kind of determine how I want it to animate because I'll keep those points off to the side. But let's make this like the jet stream, for instance, like that. As I bring that over and move that down.
Oh, nice.
Something like, I don't know, something like that. That's a little... It's a little intense, but since those all have the same name, I'm actually pulling from that same library, so they should be the same color.
Excellent.
And let's do that last one. Nobody's impressed yet. I get it. I'm not either. Do you think as you've like matured as a designer, do you think that you do things much more like simply, like? I feel like my design and my font choices have been much simpler and much more like limited and just more graphic after all. I feel like I need less fluff these days. And like a good design doesn't need all that like fluff of effects and things is what I think sometimes. What do you think?
I think it's really an interesting point. I think there is one thing, and this is kind of references all those little tiny decisions that you make every day. I think as you become more experienced, you're just better at making those decisions quickly. That's what I think one of the benefits of whether it's design school or an internship or building up your experience in working is that you just get better at making decisions. And I think kind of the end point is about simplicity, is about constraints, because again, I think it helps you accelerate your thinking and you start to think about more intently about some of the bigger problems. Again, I think anyone is able to use maybe the sort of styles and effects of any tool to make something that feels really polished. But if there's not something really solid underlining it, whether it's the idea or the concept or the UX, then I think it's less successful. And so I think as you become more experienced and you grow in your career as a designer, I think you start to value kind of the ideas and the ideas that you're trying to communicate underneath it, and you kind of realize that you could design it anyway, or you could have any visuals, but as long as if the idea is not coming across, then you don't really have much, you know. So I think you kind of realize that as you kind of grow in your career, and so, you know, like, and that's usually kind of trajectory. You know, you go from really getting excited about all the gee whiz hot things inside of Illustrator or Photoshop, to thinking more about kind of the foundation of the idea and you know, the kind of overall creative direction and strategy of your design.
Yeah, I think pushing pixels and bending vectors is sometimes the easier part of our job, as opposed to like taking a step back and like really like thinking about the problem and coming up with something like creative. So it's the time away from the computer, but also there's fireworks going on behind us. What? Super sweet. We could animate that.
We totally animate that. We could totally do that.
We could knock that out, no problem. That's exciting. It's time for Chat and Win.
Chat and Win.
Matt and Hajar, Munir, just go ahead and say something in chat. Just be like, hey, what's up? Nice dad sweater. This is my dad's sweater.
I like your dad's sweater. No, you're very stylish, very stylish.
Nice dad sweater, nice
so
hat.
He came into the studio today, he took his jacket off, he put his sweater on.
I put my sweater on, I put my feet in my slippers. It's very nice in here. So I am the Mr. Rogers of design.
Yeah, I like it, I like it. That's something
Chat and Win.
Chat and Win.
Just say something like you're doing right now.
Say
like,
hi.
yeah.
If you're on YouTube, hurry, hop over to Behance.
But be kind. Be like, hey, hi, your hair or your head looks great today. Do people tell that to you? Your head looks great today.
My wife does sometimes.
Your head's looking really good today.
Someone asked me.
Do you have a good head day some days? You have a good head day?
Yeah.
It's probably true. I mean, you're like,
you know, you see yourself in different ways.
Just like, man,
Paul always looks
today.
good. That's the real secret, though.
No,
Paul just wakes
just
up like this.
Yeah,
like,
just
like rolls out like this every day.
I wish. It's all filters. But we want to congratulate the very handsome Joseph Gaffney. You can see right here.
Congrats.
You don't even know what you won. Guess what? You won a year of paying my bills. No, just joking. Congratulations, Joseph. You actually won a very special Moo notebook.
Ooh.
That we're going to send you a special code.
Very slick.
And it's a special sort of like lathe flat one that I don't know what it does.
It's very designery.
Yeah. It's one of those fancy designery and that just like the ideas just start flowing onto the pages.
See, you need to have it. You need to have. Actually,
I love it.
My kid's drawn this one. This is what happens when Dad's notebook is laying out.
I love it. But it has to make you smile.
It is.
That's
it
like
is.
some of your favorite pages.
This is. I mean, and
as
these
long
are
as
these
it's not
ones,
over your work.
You know, I love going back to old sketchbooks. So you guys are going to be with your new Moo sketchbook. You're going to be in good shape.
And I noticed yours has it's the kind with the little like dots instead of.
Yes.
It's not a grid.
I have a little dot grid.
I kind of like that.
Again, I like some guidelines, some
subtle.
constraints. You know, like this has been one of my favorites lately. This is actually my favorite page, though. I got to show you guys this. I just showed up one day and my son had drawn. He's very into comic books right now. So you have all these onomatopoeias, you know, bam, zoom, boom.
Sweet.
I'm gonna make a t-shirt out of that. I really love those.
That segues right into our app. Our app's Vroom.
Vroom.
I like it. So we have giveaways all day long. So hang out with us as we do that.
We design some stuff.
Yeah, that is the plan. So, and again, we're currently only talking about like this. We're just having fun, and I think that's what we want everybody to do. Is just jump in and get inspired. Don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Create something. Make a new artboard. Move those things around.
I'm just working on a nice little.
I bet you anything we could even make that. We could do so many things.
Oh my gosh, it boggles the mind.
I know.
It
like
boggles the
just
mind.
even looking at yours, like having that globe, it would be kind of hard to fake, but we would possibly be able to fake it like it's rotating. Would be the goal.
Totally.
You know.
Yep.
because we'd have a mask on that, keep the gradient, and do its thing.
Yep, and awesome. I'm just having fun kind of animating this here a little bit.
Yeah, so you could see the challenge tab has all the details if you need just some direction to get started. In general, we're making a scooter rental mobile app with at least one overlay. We haven't quite gotten in.
Oh, we're gonna do some overlays, yeah.
Yeah. We should probably do that.
I'll get there. We'll get there pretty soon.
Cool. So, and by the way, there's an example file that we also give to you as well. You don't want to start with a blank page because we know a blank page can be kind of intimidating, right?
Definitely.
But this is kind of nice to look at.
You know, you kind of you mentioned that. That was actually one of the ideas behind the start screen. You never start with a blank page.
Oh, that's
so
good.
in XD, when you first launched this, that was actually one of the kind of statements we said is like, let's help people get going with more than a blank page. So that's why the presets are there. That's how the tutorial file, the Explore the Basics tutorial file came about. And that's now with the add-on section. And again, another one of those underlying principles, you know, like it's better to not start with a blank page.
Yeah, that
now,
is really good.
that's very philosophical. Some people do like a blank canvas, and that's totally cool if you dig that. But for all those who else are like, where am I going to get going? How do I get started? Start here.
Yeah, this is good. It's not like overly complex.
Yeah.
I don't think XD is like, it's not intimidating when you open it.
Yeah.
Compared to other apps,
which
is a good thing. Simple doesn't mean like that it's simplistic.
Yeah.
It's, again, I look at the pin tool. You don't need like you don't need the add a point pin tool and the blah 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 blah. You don't need all that stuff because actually one tool does like everything.
Yep.
So, anyways, I gotta get to work.
Do it.
I want to enter this contest.
Get going.
What is this? Rent a pogo stick? What is that? Is that a pogo stick? Oh, I see. It's a scooter.
Oh, a scooter. Oh,
but I kind of do want to rent a pogo stick now.
Sure.
Like,
how about those moon shoes?
You think wheels are overrated? Try this pogo stick.
You remember those moon shoes?
What are they?
From like, so you would put them in there like little springs, and you'd put there like these big like boxes with springs in them, and then you'd put your feet into them, and then you would like kind of bounce down the street on these spring shoes.
I'm into it.
Yeah, sorry,
I've never had those,
tangent,
but I do wish I had Heelys. Like,
Oh,
I don't know if they make them
yeah.
in adult sizes, but like Heelys, when I saw those, I'm like,
there you go.
I totally want those.
Those, yeah.
Rent a pogo stick if you feel like wheels are overrated. I will add that as my next design. But you can see right in here, there probably is, just to show you how. Ooh, yes, look at that. Boop. Let's just pull that off, just to kind of show everybody how the overlay works.
Yep.
Right in here, selecting this item. If you can select it, you can turn it into, give it an interaction. So we'll point it to this screen. And by the way, this could be anything. This is just an artboard. You know, this is just a typical artboard, right? Could be different size, whatever. It's right in here. Selecting one of these, go to there, and let's make sure the transition, is gonna be set to tap, and the transition or action is gonna be set to overlay. So again, I'm kind of working down the list. Overlay, let's just have it pop up. That's actually, no, the pop-up is actually the name of the screen, and then it's gonna dissolve over the 0.3 seconds.
Oh, all right, it's very nice.
So, running this, right in here, click, see this pop up, and if you click on it, let's just double check this one. What's happening here is this is my favorite interaction too, by the way. Like,
oh, the overlay. Oh, this is so nice.
Yeah, I like this though. This is what I like. I like the fact that this one, right in here. Hold on. This option, previous artboard.
Oh, previous artboard.
You know, which
very
is
nice.
great for overlays because who cares which scooter you clicked on? It's going to go back to that artboard.
Right to. Yep.
Yeah, that's huge. And that's what's happening there. But notice if I do take this off, by the way, it will automatically remove that artboard when you click on it. So click here. If I click off of it, right up here, it should go away.
It should go away.
Yeah, there we go.
There it goes.
This is a little high.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's because of the height of your artboard. So go and just.
Oh yeah,
right?
it only exists within this area.
Yep. So if you just shorten your artboard height to match the size of your overlay, then anywhere. Yeah.
You got it.
Yep.
Everybody needs a Talin working next to them as you're working. You're like, hey, Talin, how do I do this?
I sometimes feel like maybe I haven't done my job all the way if some people aren't quite aware of what the next step to take. So anytime you guys run into that, let me know. I definitely want to know how we continue to make XD better. So that's how we do it. So
by all means,
direct feedback from everybody.
And I'm always impressed with how active everybody is, like in terms of like providing feedback through the forums.
Oh yeah,
I think you guys do a great job there, and online, by the way, like just through the whether it's at Adobe XD or whatever, very responsive, and it's kind of cool. All right, when is Gemini coming?
Ooh, Gemini. When is Gemini coming? Gemini. When
I think we probably just said like 2019.
Yeah, they're working hard. The team.
That's above my pay grade.
Yeah.
I do not know. I just show up in my dad's sweater and
just stream,
hand me
design
a
stuff.
Script. If it's not on the script, if it's not on the teleprompter, no, I have no idea. But I think that's going to be fun. We should off. Geez, I don't even know if we called it like Project.
It was Photoshop for the
Arrow.
iPad.
Yeah,
Photoshop for the iPad.
Technically, I don't even know if we don't even talk about the name of it, like the
code name.
The code name for it. Either.
Do you?
I don't think it's out there.
I don't think that code name is out there. But do you know what the original code name for XD was?
Yes.
Bit of trivia.
Oh yeah.
All right.
No, let's have them answer.
Yeah. What do you? Anyone on the stream know what the? I've said it many times because I love telling the story. The original code name for XD was.
I want to hear the story too.
Yeah, it's Howard knows because he just pays. Matthias probably knows too. Yeah. So the original code name for XD was Sparkler. Anyone know what that was in reference to? It was a little homage to one of our favorite applications that I think went away before its time. Yes, Comet, Rodrigo. That was the one when we publicly started talking about it.
Most people say Comet, by the way.
Yeah, because when we announced it at Max, it was Project Comet. But the original name for it, before we went out the door and announced it to the world, was Project Sparkler. And Sparkler was a reference to, again, an app that I think was ahead of its time, one of my favorites.
Anyone know?
I don't know if anyone know.
Tell us, where does the word sparkler come from?
Yeah, where is that?
Related to another.
There you go. Aaron's got it.
There we go.
Fireworks.
Good call.
So it was, Raphael has it, Cassia. Yep, Adobe Fireworks. Sparkler was a reference to fireworks. And that was just one of our, again, it was a tool that felt like it was made for the screen. Like it was a tool that like its only job was to help you design great experiences for the screen.
Yeah.
You could actually prototype. You could prototype in Fireworks.
I know, you were adding JavaScript, right? Was it JavaScript?
Was it JavaScript? I think so. And then you could do, it was essentially a local host web prototype.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have
you had
local
states.
You had states. You had pages.
It was
an amazing application. So we of course felt it when it went away very keenly, and thus the name for the project was born. So,
which came, and then we could go on and on about old school trivia. Which
my gosh!
From what company? Who was it? We're actually in that building.
We are in that building. We are in that building.
Which we're gonna get a little choked up after a while because are we keeping this building?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Never mind then.
I don't know if everybody knows like we have a new building. I'm actually sitting at we're all now have our desks at a new building, just down the street. No, we're keeping this building though. This building is staying in the family. Actually, both this one and the one next door.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
Perfect. So. Yeah, Macromedia. Jennifer Thompson knows. So yeah, Macromedia. Was it Macromind before that? Where's that? Why is that stuck in my head? But anyways,
Yeah.
Macromedia, Fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen such like dedicated like fans of a product.
Yeah.
Because I think it could have been just ahead of its time.
It was. It totally was. I think it was, and it was, you know, again, like everybody was kind of using, you know, Fireworks. I'm actually animating a little overlay here in a minute. It'll go.
Ooh, I like
come
that.
to me. Yeah, you know, I think we had, there's a lot of great stuff. Macromedia was a huge inspiration. And it continues to be. I think they were amazing tools, and it made sense that Adobe bought them. But yeah, Fireworks was it was definitely a gem in a lot of those. So
for sure. I do like, by the way, how you can, and other apps actually can't do this, but the fact that you're actually storing a gradient is helping me out a lot.
Ooh, that's so nice.
You know,
that's so nice. I think that was a really good one, a good move.
Yeah. And notice how I'm actually, it's weird that I stored the white, but I'm just making this as a reference color and if I want to change it later. But right click, we can apply this as a border as well. So right on here, apply as a border and thicken up. I don't know, you may or may not be making, oh, here's another fun feature. So many fun things. I love this, by the way.
What are you using?
I'm trying to not like say, oh, other apps can't do this, but like other apps can't do this. In terms of like subtracting here, right? So I want to do a Boolean operation, punch the center out, right? Mm-hmm. Boom, right? That does it.
Oh,
but it's
yes.
nice that I have like the original like math.
It's live. Oh, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that feature so much. Again, a lot of the inspiration for like these kind of things came from, using, of course, our favorite tools like Illustrator and Photoshop. But again, to sort of help you again, kind of just work smarter, work a little faster. Boolean Groups are one of my favorite features, again, because as you use them and you can toggle, actually now that you have that, you can toggle between different those different states of the Pathfinder. It's like a setting that is remembered with that special group.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you can toggle between them. It's super handy.
Yeah.
And if you start combining that with auto animate, you can make some really cool stuff. So you can actually animate. You could animate that little circle moving in the cutout, and moving around in there. Like you can actually animate the shapes inside a Boolean group.
Oh, how fun! Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have told me that.
Nah.
There goes the rest of my day.
There it is. Yep.
I'm just gonna be doing this. And then another thing, just so people know about it, right in here. Let's go to path. You can convert like text to a path. Is just a question that I've gotten before.
Yes, you
right
can.
Now.
You can.
Try to make something that may or may not work. But I'm trying to make it like a V. I don't know, a map point. So let us know if you have questions. You have about 40 minutes before the challenge deadline is up. So get those in, and we will be picking one at the end of the day, and that winner will get Creative Cloud for a year. Because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Give you a reward for your hard work.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Good. And so make sure as you're making, you're tweeting at us and showing. We'd love to see what you guys are creating, and we'll have some time at the end to start showing some of those if you guys are sending them around.
Yes.
All right. So
I love that idea. What you're saying. Oh gosh.
So like the possibilities are pretty amazing. I'm gonna auto animate there. I'm gonna snap. All right, let's see what this looks like.
By the way, and just between myself and Talin, we're kind of like sharing a file, just so you know. We're just using Creative Cloud files. We might have started with one of these, but what's ultimately going to happen, and maybe I will actually. Let's just.
Actually, I need to save my version. Here I am not saving.
I know. Same here. Oops.
It'd be nice if I didn't have to save. That if this was just available to me in the cloud, and anywhere I work and I open up XD, there it is.
Yeah.
And I never have to save again because it's in the cloud.
As long as you can have a little bit of versioning.
Oh yes. Tell me more, Paul. What kind of versioning would you like?
I feel like you know a lot, and I'm just like, hey, it'd be great.
No. This is actually No.
Because the only reason I don't save is I'm not like saving is a commit thing.
Yes, indeed.
So
Indeed.
that's all I was thinking about. Like, as long as it does it at like certain intervals, I'm cool with it. So yeah, I just want to be able to roll back to previous versions.
I like that. I like where you're headed, Paul.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't leading. I feel like you're like, oh.
No, I like this.
You
I know
nailed
any opportunity is an opportunity for me to figure, to ask questions and to get some answers. So, yeah, you guys just like, would everybody, what would versioning look like? I wonder.
It is.
I'm glad. Every time I come on the stream, I have to. Yes,
you
do the beard thing. Every time I come on the stream, I have to actually clear my recent file list in XD, so that when we look at the start screen, you actually can't see like all my actually working files.
Right? Because you're working on
Get
XD.
the game away. Yeah, I'm
XD.
designing XD in XD. So every time I come on the stream, I have to clear out my recent files. So. Auto version drafting, a history tab like Photoshop. History tab like Photoshop. Interesting. Timeline, drag a timeline back. Create new branches. That's kind of interesting, Craig. Yeah, do one version, go back, do a different version. Thanks, Howard. That is my. I get a little deep. I'm like, yes, tell me more. Tell me more.
Which makes me think you're onto something. I'm like, what's happening here?
You always
Am I being pulled? I'm being pulled.
I'm giving the game away.
No, it's true though. I will say that like for apps like Keynote, it annoys me their pseudo like it doesn't really have a save. Like Keynote does something weird to where you just it's trying to, but I think nowadays with our phones, I'm not accessing files necessarily. I open up the app and then there's all the files related to that app. And I didn't have to save any of it really.
Yeah,
I was just maybe publishing.
Yeah, you just kind of.
It's
definitely something that I think that we're thinking a lot about, like as work changes, as the tools that we use, as the people that we work with to kind of make work happen. We're thinking about like what features would help either a team communicate much more quickly, to be able to work together in a very seamless way. Again, like one of the things Paul and I are doing that we haven't really talked about it, but we have a kind of core document that we've been working from, and as we copy and paste symbols out of that document, they actually stay linked to that original document. So if either you or I go back and we make some change to say one of the symbols, that change will update in all the documents where that symbol is used.
I'm gonna do it right now actually, because I might need something. Okay.
So actually,
because I probably had it someplace else.
You might have used it someplace else. Open up. Oh, I was pulling from the Vroom Final VO was the one I was pulling from. So if you were to update any of those symbols, and I actually think I've broken some of these apart, but let me just drag one out so we can see it.
And I want to grab this.
Yeah.
I want this thing.
Change the map marker real quick, and we'll just kind of show everyone that feature.
Like symbol?
Yeah, the symbol.
Like change it?
Yeah, so change one of the instances of the symbols.
Okay.
So that one. So if you double click in, and let's just for fun just make it a different color quickly, and we'll switch it back. So hit save, and then what will happen on my machine here in my file? Let's save it. Of course, we're gonna do it in real time, and it's not gonna. I'm gonna play Creative Cloud files.
Yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, it's another team's fault, huh? Is that all the time? I was joking.
Yep. See, look. So I just went and closed the file real quick. This should happen in real time. So it shows that has been updated. And if I go and I actually hover over that little icon in my panel, I can actually preview the new change. And
is that new, by the way?
Yeah.
The previewing.
The previewing. No, that came with the link symbols. Yeah.
Oh wow! I guess I never noticed.
So
that.
actually, if I hover over it and I can preview the change here, and when I update,
boom,
it updated the symbol. Again, I've broken this one apart because I'm doing some auto animate stuff. So this one's not a symbol anymore, so it's not linked to that. But anywhere I've used that link symbol that has a little green icon on it, has been synced with those changes that you made in the original document.
Can you change that now as well?
I can change this. I can't change this here.
Okay.
Because again, like I have to go back to the
original.
source.
So that's good.
Source,
like that one, because you kind of don't want to have everybody like messing with it.
In the future, I'll be able to make some changes to this. Like if let's say we had a button. You know, if I went and I made this button here.
I changed it back.
So I'm gonna go and in our VO final, let's say I'm gonna add this button, and I'm gonna make it a symbol. So in this document, and I'm gonna now add it as a symbol. And I'm going to, hold on a sec. I actually need to reopen this because you made a change.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. I just want to make sure I have the,
no,
you've got it. It's all right. This should work now. Okay, so if I paste this in, and again, this is gonna be like our sort of like style guide. This is gonna have all of the major components. So I'm gonna make that a symbol, and I'm gonna bring it back to, my document now as a symbol. Why is it breaking on me?
I should probably close this file.
Yeah, why don't you close it real quick? So that's a symbol. I'm gonna do there. I'm gonna do this. Okay, so now this is linked. And so here, if I go and let's say in this one, I can say this is our button. All right, I can make it centered, and I can do that, and I can save that. Now when I go back here, I'm gonna update those. So now here I can. I can have this text override. So my text doesn't have to match. So it says button in our style guide document, but then it says let's go in my document.
Nice.
So, and then if we updated it, it wouldn't update my text. So that's kind of an override, and that's unique to my using the symbol here. And in the future, you'll be able to override other things.
Yeah.
So you'd say, in this instance, maybe I wanted to override the color, or I wanted to override the size. Those are all things the team is working on with link symbols.
Yeah, very cool.
So,
and you could, like, let's say you wanted all of them to say button or something. If you use that multiple places, you could update the text across.
I could, yeah. You can do the update other instances of your symbol.
I want every symbol to work that way. Like I like how that's just the default, which is nice because you don't want text to be that specific in a button.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm actually working on our map here, and I'm going to actually use. I'm going to do some. Make some stuff. So this is the one that I've clicked on, and I'm going to move these up into the screen a little more there, and I'm going to take this away, and I'm going to move my spaceship up here. So I'm tapping on the spaceship that I want. Yes, this is the spaceship I'm looking for. And I'm gonna use our button here.
Don't get in any old spaceship.
No.
Make sure it's the spaceship you requested.
Okay, and I'm gonna go find a quick. I'm gonna find a quick image of a retro spaceship so we can toss in here. Let's see. Oh, I don't think this is the spaceship. No, it's got a Shutterstock thing in it. I said this is a really cool spaceship. I'm gonna use this real quick. I'm gonna drag this.
That's sweet.
That's very sweet. Okay, so I'm going to make a little thumbnail here so we can actually make sure, yep, this is the spaceship I'm looking for. Drag and drop, boom.
I'm gonna try a couple of things too. Oh, sweet.
Last phone by. All right. And maybe we'd have some. So I don't know if you guys are using plugins, but here I'm going to use a plugin real quick. One of my favorites, which is just to add some quick stand-in type, lorem ipsum. So I've gone and found this lorem ipsum generator plugin, which is really awesome, and just fill this text box with some placeholder text. And this is like super handy, keeps me in my workflow. I don't have to leave the application, and there I've just sort of filled it out with some lorem ipsum. Actually, I want to take that down a little bit. Let me run that again. So you guys should definitely go and explore. If you're not exploring plugins, you should be, because it's very handy to do something like that.
Relatively,
very quickly.
Pretty new too.
Yeah, yep. Plugins we launched at Max. So this is going to tell me a little bit maybe about the spaceship that I clicked on. And I'm going to take these things and put them over here so they can auto animate up. So when I click on this, let's see what happens. Ooh, that was nice. Did you see that?
Let's see it.
Go back. So I chose, let me go back a step. So I have the map here, and I'm like, I'm looking for a spaceship. So I click on the spaceship. Oh, look at that.
Look at there's so many more than I ever thought there would be.
I thought there's this one at this one here at the cathedral, which I thought would,
It's weird.
So, yeah, that seems like a logical place. Hey, Hector, what's going on? So I'm gonna click on that, and it's gonna tell me about that.
I love that
one. And then I'm gonna scan the code, and then we go into our, scan the code. And then I could have done this I probably should have done this as an overlay, just because.
No, but I really like how that slides
how it
up.
kind of slides up, and the map kind of change places, and the other ones disappear. Yeah, so that's kind of so let me show you my flow real quick, because I kick off here. I'm like, vroom, let's go. Oh, dude, that. Oh, I had to rewire this. Let me rewire this. I love that I can keep this live, like this preview up live. And it will just, it'll just let me do this. I
always forget that too.
Vroom. So then I have a little transition, a little time transition. So it goes from this screen, it goes up like that, and then over. I could probably slow that down a little bit. That's maybe, I want to make that just a little. Oh, I'm gonna delay it. I'm gonna delay it by 20 seconds so everyone can see the cool things we've got going on here. So boom, and then whoop. I'm gonna delete that guy off of there. All right, so here, and then I'm gonna choose spaceship. Oh, look, that's all these spaceships around me. Click there. There you go. So starting to get our flow in here. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. We've got some link symbols coming in from our style guide document.
Yeah.
That's looking pretty good.
I like it.
Looking all right. Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, very cool. And again, we're pulling from like a sort of a shared library, if you will. And I kind of wanted to try something you might have mentioned earlier, which was all about.
Oh,
you've gone
crazy here.
I have gone a little. crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm just gonna probably do just a.
Oh no! Oh, this is getting good. This is getting good.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. Let's just undo all that. Let's take this.
Hey, Jan, what's going on? Alexandra, you download the plugins from directly inside of XD. If you go to the plugins menu item, there's a discover plugins, and actually, if we switch back to my screen, I'll show everyone that flow. So if you go, you can either go from the start screen. Oh, I just went full screen mode somehow. Why did that happen? You can go from the start screen. You can go to the add-ons, and you can see some of those plugins here, and you can just install them directly from this screen. Or you can go to plugins, discover plugins, so the plugins menu item, discover plugins, and this will show you all of the plugins that have been submitted for Adobe XD. And there's this huge list, and actually I have some updates. So, the lorem ipsum one was updated by Pablo. Pablo joined us on the stream on designing Adobe XD. He actually was in the chat. We made a plugin live on the stream just a little over a week ago.
Really?
Yeah, you guys, if you want to go check it out, it's archived on YouTube. The Designing Adobe XD show. I had on one of the engineers. We actually made a plugin in real time. So you can go here and you can look at, say, you can see some of the details from the developer. You can go out and kind of see more from that developer, and you can just install the plugin right from here. So let's see. Why don't I try a new one? What is this taco one? Oh, turn your XD designs into real mobile apps and websites in a few clicks. That seems a little deep for today, but we'll come back to it. Typist. What is Typist? Create beautiful modular typography scales based on. Oh, that's really cool. There's the Trello one, which I have installed. Image optimizer. Oh, there's so many good ones. Like every day I come here and there's a new one.
Kind of hard to. Could be hard to keep up, I guess.
It is. I feel like a QR code. This is gonna help us. This is perfect. A QR code maker for XD. Okay, sweet. We gotta check this out. We gotta do this because that's part of our next step is we're gonna scan the QR code that's on the spaceship. So, all right. Okay, we're gonna install that. We're gonna see what this does because this is perfect. This is exactly what we were looking for because our next screen, I wanna scan the code.
It's nice that it, didn't exist yesterday, and today it's like
there it is.
There it is.
It's amazing. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this over here, and I'm going to get rid of all of this. This is gonna be where our QR code goes. So let's see how we use this QR code plugin. QR code maker. Let's go check it out. Okay. Oh, we need a QR code string. Hold on a sec. Let me go find it.
Oh, now you gotta, but that means you probably need a URL and all that, right?
Let me see.
Oh, yeah, it does work.
Maybe we're just gonna go to, move to my Twitter handle here. Oh, so I already did it. So let me see. I need a string. Now this is gonna be a little tricky sometimes. If we how do we get our string? Okay.
Okay. Well, you figure that.
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We'll come down. We'll come back to that.
You still do work on that. I'm just gonna jump over because I wanted to kind of test something that you mentioned a while ago. It's hard to keep up with you. But this is fun. Let's start with this first one. So
whoa!
I was just doing that last.
That's crazy.
That last little animation, just because I basically animated a mask, and I was like, you mentioned it. I was like, oh, that'd be really cool. This last one will be on tap. So here are all my screens.
Wow.
So I was just working on that last one. How
really
this little
cool.
guy.
How that guy animated up.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, there's so much we can do. I mean, I want to have the globe in there, and I like the idea of having a little globe right in here. So that's what I'm going to work on. It's like a map that it's just like I want to give it the appearance as if the Earth is rotating.
Ooh. So good.
Yeah, I gotta go out and find that as well.
All right, so I figured out the QR code.
Oh, you did?
Yep. So actually, it's actually just the URL. I should send him some feedback, because all you need is to just paste the URL in there, and then you hit submit, and then here on your first artboard, it's generated now the QR code.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome, because that's exactly what we want. Because we want to be able to scan our QR code. So I'm going to do a little, do this. We're going to do like a little target here. I'm just going to do this to cut this shape out. There. There. Oh, that's not exactly what I was looking for. That's all right. Okay, we're gonna do that. That's our little target. I'm gonna do a little. There. I'm gonna do a little background blur on that. Okay. So do that under there. Okay. So this is where I'm sort of like doing our little QR code thing. Make this my camera button.
I'm like auto animate obsessed. I'm sorry.
Dude, it's so good. I totally understand. I totally understand.
And even just using this to as a even to give presentations, basically, you know, because that's the only reason I like Keynote is for Magic Move, and this is of course feels like a more robust Magic Move. Because I can actually animate between, just so everybody can see while you're working on that, right? I'm giving you a little break. Because I just grabbed a couple shapes, and you mentioned earlier, you know, make sure they're the same name, path 180, doesn't matter.
Oh no.
You just wanna get to somewhere, and we said 180, right? It's 180. We're testing this out, by the way. I think we're all learning today. It's okay.
Yeah. We're just experimenting. We're having a good time.
Yeah. There, it's gonna go. Sure, tap, auto animate. Sure. Let's see what happens, and let's go back. Tap. Play.
Yep. Oh my goodness! Look at that.
I'm gonna see that. Zoop, zoop. I don't even want to take this.
Pretty good.
Whatever. I don't know what type of from one aircraft to another. I just know this one you want to fly under the radar.
Looks maybe an F-16 to an
F-16. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't know that much. My dad's much more into that. But Chris, I hope I said your name right.
Love it.
So we're working on video support right now. The team should hopefully have that out in the next few months, so you'll be able to bring it. We've heard that a lot, and it's been really voted on a lot on our user voice forum. To be able to bring video in to XD.
That would be interesting.
It's one I know I'm waiting for.
Yeah. We do know that you actually added this as well. Export to After Effects.
Yes, that's really handy. Have you tried it out?
I have not.
Pretty good.
No.
So
you typically set up the screens, right? Mm-hmm. And then what?
So essentially it's about getting like the assets from XD. Again, you can do a lot of UI animation, but if you want to do something much more custom, but you still want to use all the stuff that you'd created in XD, if you export to After Effects, it'll take out, like it does with the Illustrator today in After Effects, and it will pull out all of those, all of your objects, all your vector objects, and put them into the project inside of After Effects.
And they're just like layers that you can then animate with.
Yeah, you can animate with.
And I feel like that came from like a lot of sort of visiting clients and just like a lot of feedback, basically.
Totally.
Was that a surprise to you, like the number of people using After Effects to like pitch ideas and
no,
different things?
No.
To show emotion?
And mainly because it was something that I was doing in my job.
Oh, okay.
So to pre-XD, I had actually been looking for, again, like I think as we become more familiar with touch interactions, we've wanted to, of course, as designers, to increase kind of the tools that we have available to us to communicate, whether it's communicate location or communicate flow or meaningful motion can enhance our apps. We become much more adept at using those tools. We kind of have our demands change, and so as designers, I think have grown, and we've grown up with these devices like the iPhone and Android devices, and you've seen it even in their operating systems. Android with material design, there's a lot of motion that happens there, and so designers are looking for ways to, again, use motion to enhance their designs and their experiences. And so that's why we've added auto animates to XD. Mm-hmm. And of course, a lot of designers were without the tool, that they had to be able to do that. They'd started to move over to After Effects to do more custom animations. And it's actually something I used on a project before XD. I was working on the mobile apps here at Adobe, and I used After Effects a lot in trying to communicate these ideas of like how I wanted the UI to move and to have little bounces or smoother transitions. But again, like After Effects is made for designing for video, so you're kind of bending it to your will to try and get the right thing for UX design, and that's where we think adding motion and animation, purposely built for UX and UI designers to XD, is sort of a great feature set and kind of adds the capabilities that designers can do and things that they can do in XD.
Yeah,
so.
And that could make a difference between whether the agency gets the job or not, because that'll be used in I feel like that'd be used in pitches. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pitch this. You want to go this way? Here's After Effects. It's that could mean a lot of work. Mm-hmm. But as you just saw, I just did a quick export and everything came over in layers. Exactly like you said.
Yeah.
You're ready to rock.
Donna had a great question, which we wrestle with the team on a daily basis. Like, what is XD going to grow up to be? And XD is really a tool that was imagined, like, it sort of came about our need to design and choreographic experiences like on screens, interactive experiences. And so we really wanted to have great design tools in it so you can create really high fidelity designs, but then adds in motion and interaction as part of that so that you can design for mobile devices, you can design for now with voice, you can design for experiences like the Amazon Echo show. You can also maybe design for anything that has a screen that needs to use interactivity and motion, and now voice is part of its sort of tool set, and you need that in XD. So XD is really going to grow, I think, up to be the tool that people use when they're designing interactive experiences for screens, and maybe in the future, maybe not even screens. I don't know. I mean, I think our goal right now is to help designers work today, and hopefully continue to grow with them as they sort of push into these new platforms. Maybe it's augmented reality in the future. If you guys are kind of interested in that, I'd love to know. Maybe other non-screen devices or non-standard screen devices. One of the things that was kind of eye-opening to me, Paul, was that here in the Bay Area, we're in a bit of a bubble. Everybody here is designing ride-sharing apps, or they're designing social sharing or news aggregation apps. And outside of the Bay Area, UX designers are doing amazing work kind of in every industry. And that was kind of one of the eye-opening things for me as we started to go out and talk with customers and meet people from all over the world, is that designers, like I met this amazing designer, this very talented guy who was designing the UI for farm equipment.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Really?
Because now all these these big tractors are now more and more being automated, and they have these big touchscreen displays in them, or they have displays that are showing diagnostics about the machines as you're working, or diagnostics about like statistics about how it's performing. And you have designers who are creating UI for the medical industry, right? And so and they're working again with these very custom devices and hardware, and so they need a tool that can help them visualize and concept designs for those devices, and then eventually hand over great assets to their developers for implementation on those devices. So again, XD, we want to be kind of there, meeting you kind of what you need to do now, and then possibly maybe even as you continue to grow in the future. It's definitely things we're interested in. So.
And keep in mind, it's still gonna works with Photoshop, or works with Illustrator. So you could still work. I've been pulling stuff from Illustrator, by the way, just grabbing assets. So really, it could be, maybe it is even the final step as you take that PSD and you do a file open with a PSD. I can then add all those interactions to it. So I like how it just works pretty seamlessly with everything. I don't know if enough people know that you can just open up a PSD
inside of XD.
Yeah. Because it could have been a case where we did a file import PSD. That's almost do that more as a marketing ploy. Because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
But really, you just do a file open, and it'll open a PSD or an Illustrator file or a sketch file. I just think that's just really cool. Even for just the prototyping alone, if I did all my design in Photoshop, I just output that XD link, and I'm well on my way. So I'm still auto animating everything, because that's the name of the game here, just to show everybody where this is at. Let's click play. Let's connect this first screen to there. And let's just do a simple transition.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, it's some things I still need to work on, but I've still been playing with shapes. So it's like bop, 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 bop.
Oh, wow.
And then, but you could see what I did right here. Look, guess what that is?
That's your tire.
Yeah.
Change the opacity so we can't. Just
that's all I need.
Yes,
Wait, will it do it?
Yeah.
Oh, it won't?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well,
I know
it'll
you
only
can't
the
change the color.
transparency. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it saves me so much time. I thought I was going to have to create a gray rectangle and cover it up. But even better. Let's bring these in. Just like that. Because the thing is, they have to be technically on this artboard to show up. That, and that opacity. All right. Again, if you want to get involved in the challenge, you could see in the challenge tab, it's all about creating a scooter-based app and having the pop-up be an overlay. So that's kind of the idea. You can see you have less than 10 minutes to do that. I'm hoping to get mine in so I can win
Excellent.
Creative Cloud for a year.
Ooh, slick. That's a good challenge.
Let's do it. Let us know if you have more questions, and if you're new to joining us, we'd love to have you here. And we just want to give you a warm welcome. Appreciate you hanging out. Okay, you ready for this craziness?
Lots of. Let's see it. Let's see it. Here we go. Nice. Wow.
This is much better than. And the key thing is just look at your layers panel and make sure the layer names are like,
just the same.
That's all I had to do. I did
and
a
XD
copy
will
and
figure it
paste.
out.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Here, let's.
Fantastic.
So I've been working on our flow of
Yeah,
our
buddy.
app. So you've been doing the crazy auto animate. I've been doing the UX flow. So, let's say that we maybe got through that intro animation, and then maybe there's a sign in, and we show you the different vehicles that you can look for. Here I am now in the map. I want to go and find a spaceship. Oh, look, there are my spaceships. And I'm going to say, I want to do this one. This one, maybe it's closest to me. I can see what spaceship it is. Paul was the last one using it. Now, of course, I'm there, and I'm going to use my camera to scan the QR code. So up comes the camera. I'm sort of simulating that there would be a QR code. Again, we generated that using a plugin, a QR code generator, like in XD. Like, I didn't have to go anywhere else. That was amazing. And then I'm going to scan it, and now it's unlocked. Now I can go on my way. And of course, we're going to keep adding and fleshing out the details here kind of as we go. But yeah, I think
it's
looking pretty good.
That's working out pretty well.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Although, I think after that point, let me just scale this down. Give me a second. I feel like this should be the screen. That, after that, you're you get sucked in, and then you're on your way.
That's amazing. I think we should definitely have a confirmation screen like that. Maybe that's the overlay. Maybe that's an overlay. Yeah.
This guy could literally float.
Just move up.
Right?
Oh, that's so good. And we could put the gradient, the yellow gradient behind there, the light beam coming down, and he's going up into the light.
Yeah. I like the slow motion, slow motion sort of thing.
That would be awesome.
Okay, and again, I just pulled it straight from Illustrator.
You just pull in shapes separately, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's really good.
Oh,
It's a good question, Anel. I don't know where we're going. I think we're going to go to, we got a spaceship now. We can go anywhere.
I still like the idea of the teleporting
teleporter was pretty good. That'd be the ultimate way to travel, really.
Right.
Of course, then you
I would just, knowing me, I would just be teleporting myself over to the fridge, and then back.
Just back. Now the
I
question,
would want to grab a soda and then back to my couch,
just without really moving at all.
Yeah,
or can you teleport the soda just to you?
Yeah. Or you could just move the fridge, teleport the fridge to me. No.
The real philosophical depth, though, if we want to get there, is if you've been teleported and your particles have been pulled apart and rearranged at the other end, are you still you?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, maybe that's a little too deep
sci-fi fans out there.
XD.
I'm into it. All right. This will be. Anyways.
Okay.
This kind of shows my I mean, at least my background being in like animation.
Yeah.
Just like the slow moving of this guy up. So let's make this transition last a while. From there to there. Tap. And it's gonna last like 10 seconds. And you have to admit, like, we kind of overlook this easing.
The easing,
This is what makes everything, ooh, wind up.
Oh.
Wind up. Wind ups.
Oh.
I don't, wind up.
Wind up.
Okay,
Yes,
wind up.
Yes.
I don't know.
Wind up. The English language,
The
go
bounce.
figure. I have young kids, and one is now learning to read, and trying to explain to her that, like, oh, well, actually, in that case, that letter makes a different sound. And she's like, why? I'm like, well, because it's followed by this other. Like, there's just these really weird arbitrary rules, but let's not get into it today.
Yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think these were always like.
No, these are all new.
Yeah.
A bunch of these are new.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm just double checking.
Yeah, the team has been working on, and actually working with some of our experts here who, again, are animation gurus, like Val Head.
Yeah.
And of course, Alex Paterick on the team has been designing the auto animate feature. Jonathan Pimento and Honoru Saskumar. These guys are just like, they're pros, man, and they are looking and like, you want your animation to be believable, and you know, as you're talking about your background in animation, like, part of that is some of those little imperceptible things that can make your animation feel more real, or make it feel a little more delightful. And that's where easing really, oh, that looks slick, man. Look at that. Oh, and you used your global color gradient. Oh,
And move that
so
down.
cool.
And the thing is, so I have let me just.
That looks so good.
Get this in here. Because as it gets closer, it should be like brighter.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a little stronger. Don't worry, I'm gonna move it to the back. But actually that won't animate.
That won't animate yet.
Okay, but I was gonna do transparency.
But yes, transparency will totally do.
Okay.
Will animate.
So
it gets a little stronger as it's going up there.
And then make sure that's in the background. Those are the same names, and make sure these are linked together. So let's just try this out, because why not? No, don't go, stop him.
That's amazing. Okay, that's my favorite of the day.
Let me make sure this is
That's
going.
so good.
Let's just make this go back, and it will transition 5 seconds when you tap on it. So this is actually something good to point out, because while that transition is happening, there is no other interaction. Like, it's kind of in an in-between stage.
Yeah, for right now. Yep, and we've got to kind of play through.
No, don't go. Actually, hold on, I gotta fix that. Anyways, so again, just
So funny.
That's my
That's
one
so
thought.
good. That's
so
so
you get
good.
the idea.
Yeah.
Here we are, messing around.
Oh,
Feel free to get
man.
involved.
I love it.
And then you could see it going like pew, off into the distance, right?
Oh, yes.
I don't think I have this right. It's not quite transitioning back the same way, so I will.
Something's off on the timing.
Oh, it's just set to a dissolve.
Oh, it's set
That's
to a
my
dissolve. That's why. Yep.
bad. Like, you have one job. This is your only job, is just turn on auto animate, and it should work. Actually, let's do like, well, anyway. I want to try some of the other easing properties now that I know. Now we know.
The wind up would be cool here.
Okay.
He's like kind of like, and then shooting off into the spaceship.
Okay. Good,
Try
good.
that. Try that. Yeah, do the
Right
the
down
wind up.
here. The wind up.
The wind up.
Make sure you pronounce that correctly. Oh, there's my others. I got a lot going on.
Had a lot of fun.
Okay.
Already today.
Oh, I saw him. He went back.
He went back.
Oh, I like it. Like,
Very
you think
nice.
you're getting away.
Yep,
Come back
yep.
to me. And this is good. But now you can see how even that the bounce of the ping pong ball was done much easier.
Yeah.
Obviously, having bounce.
The bounce on there.
Yeah. So that's perfect.
And
so that's
like what's kind of exciting about this is just the start, right? This is just the foundation. One of the things that the way that we've really, I think, wanted to work as a team is we're constantly making XD better. And so, like, this is kind of the foundation for, animation, and we really mean animation really tuned to the UX and UI designer, right? That sort of matches like, patterns or ways that you would want to design, for UI and UX. Those are the things that we really want to tackle. And so now that we have auto animated in there and we have some easing, in the future, we'd love to know what you're looking for, Paul, or like anyone out there who's using auto animate. And if you kind of want to help us define kind of where we're going next with this, you can go to our user voice forum, adobexd.uservoice.com, and you actually like vote on features to kind of help sort of guide kind of the next sort of again like a set of features we're going to go and implement in XD. And that's just kind of one of the tools that we use as a team. But he's going back, to really help kind of figure out like what should our priorities be. We have an idea of where we want to go, and that's kind of where we start. But we inform that with a lot of the voting that happens on user voice, a lot of things that the feedback that people give us on Twitter, and that really helps us and kind of guide kind of the next releases for XD, which is super helpful. Thanks, Val, for posting that and the Adobe Live crew. I think it's such a part of this journey has really been how do we kind of help designers sort of tell us like how their work is changing and where they want to go next.
Yeah, I'm into it because again, you want to obviously make features that people are actually going to use. You get lots of feedback. That's why you're able to like also upvote things, which is what I like in terms of like providing feedback. So that's why I like to jump in here. It's fun seeing you kind of like sort of check off these boxes as we've gone along. So
so this is just one of those tools where again like the community can tell us. So animate individual elements separately, right? So this is a big one, and I think something that I know I'd love to see in XD. That now that I can animate from one screen to the other, I want to be able to control some of those individual objects separately. And like this is kind of amazing. Like people are actually like submitting like design ideas, and they're submitting comments and really great feedback, really in depth. People are really diving into this problem with us. Scrollable area is another one that's really high on the list. Being able to have like a defined scrollable area. Import video. There's one I know someone mentioned that earlier. And animated GIFs. Again, those are actively being worked on by the team right now. I hope to see in the next few months. That definitely up my presentation game for sure.
Right. This is good. So I think, and it's just interesting seeing some of these because we were kind of talking about this earlier, just in terms of like, say, we mentioned Flash, right, or Adobe Animate. So essentially, like, we have a whole history in doing this stuff that like we can kind of pull upon this wealth of knowledge, which I think is kind of awesome.
Well, that really, again, like we talked earlier about like our inspiration being fireworks, some of our favorite tools inside of Illustrator. Those were starting points for us to then bring into XD and kind of reimagine them or innovate on them, or again like with things like the repeat grid, or even simple things like the Boolean Groups, the non-destructive Pathfinder stuff. Those are all ways where we're thinking, if we were going to design that same feature today, how do we do it? How do we do it to make it more kind of easy to use, or make it a little more seamless or a little non-destructive? Again, ways that we can take our legacy and really improve upon it, kind of for a new generation of software. So, Gustavo, that's great to hear. Gustavo was just saying new to XD, loves it. I always, of course, I'm biased, but I love hearing that. Thanks, Anel. I always, kind of thinking about this stuff every day. It's nice to be able to share some of what goes into building XD, and again, a lot of that comes from you guys, from the community. So, I gotta say, like that was one of my most exciting things about being part of the Adobe Live thing, was just being able to design and prototype in real time and get people's feedback immediately. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa!
I'm still working on it.
This is crazy. Oh, and then off it goes.
So still lots
we're just having a good time.
Yeah. So
how's everybody doing on their designs?
Oh,
are we getting close to submission time?
Yeah. All right, fantastic.
Nice.
Do we wanna switch to your screen?
Yeah, I need to get. Do you have the?
I can give you some.
Are they on the list? In the Google Docs?
Yeah, I was gonna pull that up while we were on your screen.
All right, we'll do on my. Let me walk you through where I ended up for the challenge today. So Paul and I, we have a combined challenge with the Vroom app, we called it. And so Paul's been focused on the fun, animations, the kind of intro animations. I've been doing the more UX flow. So here, a user would come into Vroom and say, all right, let's go. We give this nice little auto animate. Now here I am in the map. and I want to find a vehicle to get me to where I need to go, a transportation device, as it were. So here I have some choices along the bottom. I'm going to choose, of course, a spaceship, because why not?
Oh, yeah.
And here it now shows me all the spaceships that are close to me. And I'm going to pick this one. I don't know why, but it just made sense that this spaceship was at this church. So I'm going to click on it. And it's going to tell me about kind of what that spaceship is. Maybe this is the model that I was looking for. It tells me maybe who last flew in it, maybe from my friends list. Looks like Paul was just in it, so I'm like, yeah, Paul made it.
Clean up
he
after
made it in
yourself.
he made it back in one piece.
Yeah.
And then they're going to, of course, scan the code to unlock it. This is kind of us thinking about some of those ride sharing and particularly the electric scooter sharing apps here in the city that are on all the sidewalks everywhere. So, and I actually generated this QR code from a plugin, an XD plugin, which was amazing. So then I'm going to do that, and now the spaceship is unlocked, and here we are.
Boom.
Oh, Debashish. So it's still coming across a little yellow. You're right. We're trying to figure that out. I don't have night shift on, but it's coming across on the stream a little warm.
That's something interesting to think about, though, too. Like in terms of if you are, sort of like making an app, if it does change, if there's like a night mode, does it change based? Does it automatically do it in the evening? Does it shift a little bit? Do the colors invert?
Yep.
Which typically that means a whole new set of screens, but still possible.
In XD, you could just edit. If you had all your global colors, you could just edit the global colors.
Yeah. So totally awesome.
I know. Yep.
Well,
all right.
Enough
we got
about
some
us.
submissions.
Yeah, yes we do. Congrats. Olga's up next. We see you over there. Hi there. Good to have you. She's getting ready. But right now I want to highlight these 3 individuals. These are 3 entries. Jay Krishnanan, Gustavo, and Cassia. Let's take a look at their work right now.
Yes.
This is Jay Christian.
No worries, Anel. You can make the next deadline.
Yeah. Let's ride. Nice transition.
Ooh, yes, using the wires kit to get started. Very nice.
It's nice if you don't know where to click. You just see it highlight.
Yep, there it is. Okay, we're going to book the scooter. Okay, we can...
Book. Boom. Well on my way.
Nice, with the overlay.
With the overlay and that subtle blur. You see the blur?
Little background blur happening there.
That's a smart technique, right? Like just, yeah.
I like it.
Again, just kind of like, I want to actually go back.
Can you go back? Oh, look at that.
there,
Very nice.
Just to point out that that's
excellent.
well on its way.
Nice
It looks
job.
really good.
That was
Recognize
good.
this. Go ahead,
Yeah.
use the wires.
Use
this
it.
is wires.
Yeah.
And it works well. This palette and everything is tight.
It looks good. Looks good. You start getting, you want to jump start your design. The UI kits are really great for doing that. And then later on, you can go back and you can customize it and replace it with much, that's stuff that's tailored to your company or to your kind of imagined sort of ride sharing app. All right.
Let's go on to what we're calling Scoot.
Scoot. Good name. Good name.
It just makes me laugh.
I like it.
Little Scoot. Let's go to Scoot. Clicking in. Oh yeah, that looks very nice.
Yeah.
I would
definitely want to check that out.
happily ride that.
Oh, and there's the overlay with the map.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to keep that background image there while you're getting that flavor of the overall aesthetic of your app.
I like this image too, kind of selling me on it, because like this vehicle, this is gorgeous. I would totally be into, again, riding that. And that's good to think about, like what the user is trying to do. And trying to get them to do what you want them to do ultimately.
You know what scooter I want to ride is that one from Purple Rain with the wall of lights on the front of it. Have you ever seen that one from I think it was in
the
Purple
movie?
Rain. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a Vespa and it just had this huge light bank on the front of it with
I'm into it.
a dozen lights.
Purple Rain is in Prince Purple Rain.
Yeah, Purple Rain. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Hey, if Prince has,
It's got style, man. Yeah,
be cool.
Exactly.
Looks like there's multiple screens here, but let's dive into
Let's check
this.
it out.
Okay,
Let's go.
Ooh, that was
Ooh,
nice.
and tells me how close it is. That's really nice. That's really nice. That's very handy. Because they definitely.
And then reserve.
Oh, and then so that was with the overlay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm just gonna kind of go through. Right arrow key to resume.
Oh,
so there's
right.
more happening
Matthias is
here.
right. He wrote a motorcycle. I want to ride his motorcycle. That was it. I'm misremembering that. Keep me honest, man.
It's fun tabbing through like all these different screens. So there's actually more going on here because there's there's some more transitions.
Oh,
Let's take a look at that.
Oh, a little.
Oh, so that's why
nice.
there's more screens. Flash up to the top.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's ride.
There's the nice. All right.
Well
Those
played.
are all really good. Yep.
Congratulations to these fine individuals.
Matthias,
Jake
you were so
Christian.
right. Don't ever. We can't. Yeah, scooters and motorcycles. Yep.
Yes. Gustavo, Cassia. Fantastic job.
Nice job.
I like all of them.
They're all really
We're
nice.
not going to pick one right now.
Yeah.
We're going to convene at the end of the day and just it's going to get ugly in here as we try to, pick the
I know
the
it's so
winner.
hard. So hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone who missed it, there'll be more challenges. As we through today or
tomorrow is going to
tomorrow as well.
We can click through that schedule actually.
Yeah.
You
let's check
don't
it out.
mind. We'll kind of go through because today's just a daily challenge for you. Sometimes get more complex. Again, that's all day today. We have Talin with me. We'll kind of dive into. Olga's over there. Hi, how you doing? And then Melody's up from 1 to 3. So hang out with us all day long if you can. We'd love to hang out with you and answer your questions as well.
Yeah,
so Matthew says, is there a winner for the day's picks? There will be at the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
right? I don't want to play favorites out of these 3 because I think they're all cool.
they're all really solid.
Does that make me a jerk?
Yeah. Remember, you've got to have an overlay
just pick
though,
one.
right? Because at least for this one, this challenge, you have to have at least 3 screens and an overlay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And I like all of these for different reasons.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
this one for the animation.
And for the user information, like that UX that's really helpful. Like this one is 3 minutes walk from you.
Yeah.
Like that's actually would help me as a user of the app, I get to where I need to go quickly, help me make a decision. And the app is actually being smart about it and showing that to me. So again, that's an important element.
Yeah, you never know. Like, how far away am I really from that?
In New York, if you're going east to west, those blocks are really long. But if you're going north to south, it's not that long.
That's true.
So.
And maybe in some cases you need a scooter to get to the scooter.
The write-in,
very good design.
very nice. Use some nice transitions.
I actually, I like the blue. I'm still not crazy about this.
Yeah.
This could.
We need to maybe increase a little contrast there, but jump starting. The important thing here is really the user flow, and later on you can go back and flesh out those details, swap it out for different ones. This is a nice overlay with the background blur. It's very nice.
Yeah, really subtle. Totally works.
Yep.
And this one also has
the map overlay. I think is a nice use of the overlay as well. Ways because you can actually do an interaction from an overlay. So you could have the screen, have the map overlay come up with the dots, and you can use one of those dots to then transition to the next screen. Maybe it's the directions, right? So even if you can wire up interactions from the overlay screen, which would be really nice.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's so true. It's good.
Yeah.
This is very interesting, this whole style. I was trying to see how this is a little pixelated.
I like it. It's a nice vibe to it, that typeface.
Yeah. It's like 8-bit look. That wins for best photo. So everybody did a great job. Congratulations, y'all.
Nice work, guys.
3 entries. We'll have more as the day goes along. Remember, you can go to the challenge tab and find those.
Yeah.
All like the template that you start with, as well as the general sort of rules.
Yeah.
So,
If you're stuck on an idea, LNL is saying that maybe being a little stuck, you could go with the scooter one, the electric scooters. And if you go out there right now and kind of do a Google search for those apps, there's a ton of them. It's a big topic right now. And again, Paul kind of showed it off on his phone earlier. The idea is that you need to find a scooter near you, and then you walk up to it, and you scan the QR code, and it automatically unlocks it. So that's the workflow. And you could kind of build on that and kind of use it for maybe any vehicle you'd like to go for. Again, that's really, I think, the thing that inspired the challenge was that, and I did it for the first time the other day, and it's actually really seamless. So I have the app on my phone, I loaded it up with some money, I walked over to the scooter that was standing right in front of me, I opened up the camera from inside the app, I scanned the QR code, it unlocked the scooter right there because it's locked down, it's parked right there, and then I was able to hop on, kick it, kind of give it a few pushes, use the electric motor to kind of get me on my way. So again, like it's a pretty straight ahead flow, and then if you can kind of use kind of that as your baseline, then you can, maybe you want to use a different type of vehicle. Doesn't have to be a scooter, could be anything. So
I was so you just described Lime, which I just launched Bird, by the way.
Yeah,
so
Bird,
Lime and then Bird, and Bird looks like it works the same way. I don't know why.
It should be showing you. I don't think they're doing that yet. I don't think they're actually recording the GPS like of those ones. But I think that would be cool. Again, like Paul and I are thinking about enhancements to really help this be better. Like this shows me where I am, but it would be great if it actually showed me where the scooters were, so I could walk towards the scooter. Yeah. So then when you walk up to the scooter, you hit ride, and then you scan the QR code that's on that scooter.
Hey, does that QR code work? Can we try it?
Let's see. I don't. It'll. Let's check it out. So this is a QR code that I generated inside.
Boom. Oh wait.
Oh, invalid code.
Oh, that's fine. It's not related to theirs, but it actually is working.
It actually is a QR code.
It points to the fact that it actually is working.
That was such a cool plugin.
Fantastic.
That was amazing today.
So this is also, again, look at this animation.
Oh, we could totally do that. Maybe not all of it, but we could do some of that in XD.
So fun.
Oh yeah, we could totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the highlight kind of running across. It's a little delayed. You could see that everything is sequential. I kind of want that to happen faster.
In the little goggles, it's a mask.
We could totally
And in the mask, you animate you could even do that.
We could do this.
There's a way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, in our sleep, really? Oh, we got this. You kidding me? Try giving us a challenge. Huh? But again, this is Bird. And
it's very, very
you
nice. You
can see how the quality is just, freaking awesome here, right? Yeah. And that's what I'd want to convey here.
Quo. Sorry if I just completely butchered that. The prize for the challenge is a year's subscription to Creative Cloud. It's very nice, Gus and Val. Thank you. Someone asked me if I wear the hat to work, and yes, this is.
To answer your question, he's always this cool. To answer, he is always this
cool.
To keep up
even
with
Paul,
off camera.
No.
He's always this cool. I can't do it. So, and again, we have the ability to, like, in terms of say bikes with Uber, just to see how this looks around. And there we are.
Chris, you had a call? You missed everything, Chris. We were just doing so many cool things.
We'll just start over from the top.
We'll start over.
Okay.
No, actually,
Hi, my name is Paul.
Hey, I'm Talin. No, you guys just go back. If you just joining us now and you wanted to check out some of the earlier stuff we did, we used auto animate a lot and we talked about overlays. This stream will be archived on YouTube, so you can always go back and rewatch us.
Look at this, man. Like, this is good too.
There it is.
Somebody showed an example of.
Oh yeah.
Like, but this actually I can point to. Okay, that's 5 minutes.
Yep.
2 minutes.
There you go.
And this is great. I actually want to be able to reserve the bike before I get
before you get there.
Because what if somebody like picks it up? You're like, wait, I just walked.
Yep. So this is the bike. Is this Scoot? Who is this?
This is actually
this?
Uber.
This is Uber's bike.
And what I did is a switch from ride
Uber knows what's up. They've got this going.
An 11-mile away. Oh,
sweet. Oh, we got it.
Well,
yeah, there you go.
It's
bike.
An electric bike.
Yeah, the bikes are that's kind of I think that's why these things have really taken off, is that kind of fills that gap.
Everybody get that payment method? Everybody got that payment in there? Got my card?
There you go.
But look at this, the detail here, like as I zoom in, the fact that this is on that sort of, it's an isometric bike, giving the 3D look. One thing I'd say, what they could do here is cast a slight shadow. They should cast a shadow of that bike if they wanted to give it like a little more depth. I don't know.
This is the illustrator in Paul, just like coming out. He's always thinking.
It would be flat and add some depth. So anyways, and now that's what I want to do is
exactly.
Shadows
so that's that's really where a lot of design work comes from, is that you're looking at something that inspires you, you're looking to communicate an idea, and you know, with UX work, when you're designing a mobile app, you want to design that UX flow. You want to have that in place. You want to solve those problems. How do I help users understand and help them be successful at whatever it is they want to do? And then so as you kind of flesh that flow out, that UX flow, then you go back in and you start adding those visuals and you start adding more detail. Or are you gonna animate the shadow on the?
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
that's kind of what I was thinking. Because again, just to ground it, I think shadows are pretty good for grounding. Obviously, this is going to be like way out there. But I actually will adjust the transparency because I like that.
Ron, welcome. Joining us from the HP design team. So auto animate is available to you now. And of course, this is just the start. We're going to keep adding to that. But yeah, Paul and I.
There's so much more, by the way. I feel like it's not all just auto animate. So it does.
But
how
we like to have fun. Again,
let's working on it.
Let's jump back and I'll show you the flow that I've been using. And this is more of the UX flow to just kind of help you get going. So Paul and I wanted to create, and maybe there are many vehicles that were in our Vroom app. And so I'm using auto animate to kind of onboard, to kind of bring in the map. And then I choose my vehicle, and then it pops up where some are near me. And then I want to go maybe this one right here at the cathedral. So, and it shows me, and this little overlay kind of animates up, and now I can see see there, and I can scan the QR code.
I don't know if I'll have time to do this in under like 5 minutes.
Sure.
But I have a little microphone right there. Could you have that microphone advance?
Ooh.
I don't know if it's set up, not to put you like on the spot.
Let's see. Okay, let's do this.
Because you kind of want the same result, right?
Yeah, same result. So let's go here, and what I'm going to do. Okay, this is what we want to do. We want to do from here. We're going to do voice prototyping. So we're going to wire that to the next screen. We're just going to use the same screens, and now we're going to do voice. Okay, so what I can do now, once I've chosen voice, is I can give it a command. So this is what it's going to listen to me, and when it hears me say this, it's going to transition to the next screen. So I'm gonna say, show me spaceships. So this is what I'm going to say, and it's going to trigger this transition to the next slide. And I'm gonna use auto animate, same everywhere across the board. And now when we get here, I want it to actually say,
ooh.
Where's, I'm gonna have, how do I?
You mean it'll
actually speak back to me.
Blowing my mind.
So here, time, I'm gonna say speech playback, and I'm gonna say, these are the spaceships you're looking for. Okay, so here we go. All right, so now let's go try this out. So now when I preview this, I'm gonna use the space bar to activate my microphone. And let me make sure this is, I don't know if we're gonna be able to hear this because I'm plugged in. Let me go check my.
Change some settings real quick.
Okay.
We go to system preferences.
System prefs.
We do audio or sound.
Sound. Sound.
And then go to output.
Outputs.
And then to,
Okay.
make sure the volume.
Output volume is up. Okay. All right. Here we go. You guys ready? Let's just try this out. So I'm here. I'm gonna click the space bar. Say. Okay. I'm gonna access the microphone. Yes. Show me spaceships.
These are the spaceships you are looking for.
That's awesome.
Goodness.
What?
That is amazing. That is amazing. That is so cool.
That is really cool.
Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again, just for
again.
fun. Just for fun. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Show me spaceships.
These are the spaceships you are looking for.
I love it.
Voice prototyping.
Yay.
in XD. That's amazing.
That was like super easy because I was like, dude, we only have a couple minutes. Could you do it in a couple minutes?
We did it.
And you
Look at that.
in a couple minutes. So that's like super impressive. So
That's
have
so
fun. Like
Yeah.
feel free to add extra stuff to it. I would say in that case, you might need to add like some notes when you publish out the prototype. Add some notes to be like, hey, you know, make sure I don't know.
Yeah.
But here, let me show you mine. And the last little one,
Let's do
by the
the-
way, just
do
if
the-
you don't mind.
yeah.
Because I did all these different screens. How many different, like, you need... My intro, my app
Oh,
is
we got
mostly
crazy.
it's mostly an intro animation. That's what mine is mostly. But we'll just kind of cycle through all these.
Oh, that's so cool.
Zoop, zoop, zoop. Oh, you ordered the
spaceship. That's so cool. George, that's awesome to hear. George is saying that his team is now living in XD. Of course, I love to hear that. But if you guys have anything, if you guys want to see in XD, let us know. Again, like the community, the designers, the amazing designers out there, like XD is all about helping you create amazing work.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here, and we just want to hear from you. We want to see
Yeah.
the things you're
And
creating.
we're here to empower you and help you in any way we can. So like whatever we can do, just like let us know. Reach out to Talin.
seriously.
He's like super nice and helpful. And will you be around on Friday still as well?
Yeah, I'll be around. So yes, so today I'm filling in. So sadly, you won't see me tomorrow with Paul. I always love being on with Paul. But Friday, join me at noon Pacific time for the weekly Designing Adobe XD show. We're gonna maybe have on a special guest this week.
Ooh,
Sometimes we sneak new features.
I know, right? Because this guy slips up. Those
All the
are
time.
key
If
moments.
you notice, I have many builds of XD open on my machine at one time. I'm designing new features for XD using the builds that have those new features already working in them. It's kind of it's a cool gig.
That is super cool.
So yeah, you can go check out our previous streams. Last time we actually created a plugin live on stream. So if you want to know more about how to create plugins, maybe you're interested in creating your own plugin, you can go back to the last episode of Designing XD on the YouTube channel. Check that out.
It's a good one to reference.
We also have cool stuff on there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, we do have Olga up next. We see her right over there. Hello. Can't wait with the one and only GusBot 5000 now upgraded Gus Martin as the host. And then we have Melody will be joining us. Saburi all day long. Hang out with us, so don't go anywhere.
Thank you guys for joining us today.
We appreciate you.
Paul, always a pleasure to be on with you.
Yeah, buddy.
I feel like it doesn't happen enough. So good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for the coffee.
You're welcome. I think we're wrapping up now. So.
Yeah.